Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Cal. Today will be a short video since the main focus of patch 104 was addressing the arc weapons. You'll be pleased to hear that these weapons will no longer be crashing your consoles. The only threat they pose now is to your teammates, just the way nature intended. There are still some issues still occurring with friend invites and crossplay. Some people are still not having friend invites show up in the friend request tab. Others are not able to unfriend other players who are previously befriended through the friend code. Some people are still unable to unblock players that were not in their friends list beforehand, and players are still unable to befriend players with a Steam name shorter than 3 letters. I am so glad I did not pursue game development after high school, because this just seems like a headache to deal with on a constant basis. On top of potentially being laid off at any given moment, let's not forget that. Our hell pods are still not steering as they should around large objects or important ones. Players are unable to select loadouts when joining a game through the activity card. Something I've consistently experienced is the planet liberation bar will constantly read 100%. And a personal favorite of mine that is the most annoying out of everything on this list is that I constantly have to reset my loadout when firing up the game. Helldivers are still having their exosuits dropped off in a damaged state, which I've seen this happen to Ghost many times. During times where it's getting really heavy and we kind of relying on that mech to get us through the rest of the survival, it just blows up in our face, kills morale instantly. The stratagem beam is still attaching itself to the enemy, yet still shooting at its original location that it was dropped off at. So Arrowhead has a lot of work on their hands, but they should be commended for pushing these updates out so quickly, considering how small of a team they are. I always talk about how Rockstar has a studio, has developers upwards of like 1,200. And yet it took us 10 years just to be able to organize the cars through multiple garages, or just to organize the contacts in our phone, which is absurd. Anyway, I'm done talking about Rockstar. I'm digressing, but I'm sure at this point Arrowhead has grown ever since the game's popularity. I'm honestly curious as to how many devs have signed on at this point. I can't wait until all these new weapons and gear drop, so people can start fleshing out their own builds, like medics, demolitioners, recon, support builds. Personally, I'm waiting on a belt-fed machine gun with a support pack to go with it, dishing out at least 500 rounds. I don't see anything more fun than that. I also think it'd be nice to have a 50 caliber explosive bullet. Just something that's equally as powerful. I think all of these builds should be viable. Neither one of them should feel superior to the other. But this balancing act is something that the devs will have to contend with constantly, and I'm sure this game will go through a lot of changes before they can get that balance just right. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Like I said, short video. I appreciate you all for listening. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an episode. I'll be covering Helldivers from now until the end of its life cycle, so be sure to check back often. Later, guys.